What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. The NBA regular season is back in full gear, and we have been doing some 10-year rebuilds lately. I guess this is only our second one, but I want to talk about the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are a team that have some good players, but they don't necessarily have that guy anymore since Jimmy Butler has left. Maybe Bam can become that. Obviously, Tyler Hero is a good player, but they probably need more to truly contend in the East. Let's go ahead and jump into a 10-year Miami Heat rebuild in NBA 2K26. So going into this, as I mentioned, Bam Adebayo is indeed the best player in Miami. They added Norman Powell this offseason as well, which was a very nice addition. Still have Andrew Wiggins from the Butler trade. Flo Ware is an intriguing young center, and this is what it looks like as of right now until Tyler Hero comes back. So for year number one, we're simply just going to assimilate to the end and see how things go. I don't think I'll be making trades at the deadline. It all depends on what our record is, I guess, because if we're bad, then maybe it does make sense to trade Norman Powell for a first and just kind of like build towards the future. I don't plan on blowing this up, at least not yet. We have 10 years to figure out if that may be the direction we need to go in. But for now, I want to see how this team will do. I'm going to give them whatever 2K gives us is basically where the direction of this video will go. So let's go ahead without further ado, simulate year number one. So unfortunately, based off the record we are sitting with right now, I do think it makes sense to trade Norman Powell before we do extend him. He's 32 years old. He's averaging 20 points per game on really good efficiency this season. The Timberwolves are offering me not only a decent player in Dante DiVincenzo, but a 2028 first. So to me, this is an absolute no-brainer. I'm going to go ahead and start this rebuild off with trading away Norman Powell. We're sitting currently at something like, 24 and 28. DiVincenzo is a still very, very good player. So I really like the addition of him as well. So that's not going to go under the rug, but he is definitely someone that is going to play for us a little bit. They also have Hero coming off the bench right now, which is interesting, I guess. But all right, we're 24 and 28. DiVincenzo doesn't make us like a lot worse, but Powell was obviously a much better overall. I still expect to be kind of a play-in team this year, but I did feel it was very necessary to trade Powell if it made sense to do so, and I think it did. At the end of year one, SGA got the MVP trophy. Flag wins Rookie of the Year. Malik Monk is your sixth man. Wimby is your depoy. Anemius is your most improved. Trey's your clutch player. Kid's your coach of the year. Nathan Mack is your executive. So I'm going to imagine we don't have anything too crazy here. I mean, actually, Bam does make an All-NBA third team, which is nice to see. And he might find himself an all-defensive team as well. He does. So does Chloe Ware. So shout out to Chloe Ware for being on here as well. So I would like Chloe Ware and Bam Adebayo to be my front court throughout most of this video. Bam is a little bit older, so that might be something we have to look into. And I don't think I've ever noticed Chloe Ware develop extremely well in 2K, so he's more than likely going to be a backup for most of this video, I would say, just because I'm aware that he may not develop anything too crazy. And one thing I forgot to mention is we still have Yaka Chonas. Oh my gosh, Rozier's still on this team right now. He may not be on the team much longer, of course, with what's going on, but Yaka Chonas didn't play a whole lot his rookie season, but definitely going to be involved as we go on throughout the video. But here were your player stats. He had 21 from Tyler Hero, 20 from Bam Adebayo, and 16 from Dante DiVincenzo, and 13 from Wiggins. Even despite trading away Norman Powell, we do finish up as the 6th in the East at 40 and 42, so we're still in the playoffs, but I don't think we'll get very far, is my guess. We get the Toronto Raptors around 1, not expecting a whole lot here, so I'm just going to click Simulate Current Round, and maybe we beat them, and hey, we do get out of round 1, so that's already a great sign of this team, and we're not even close to putting this team where I want them to be. They still have Hero coming off the bench, which I find kind of weird, but and he wasn't playing great, so it looks like because DiVincenzo is hot right now, that's why they're doing that. And then Hero, I think, is listed at point guard. I think that might be why. All right, let's move him to shooting guard because I think Hero is obviously a starter for Miami at this point. He used to be a bench player, but I mean, he is the guy here for right now. So somebody current against Atlanta. I'm going to assume that this time, yeah, we do get eliminated in 6 in the second round. But the fact that we made it even that far, I think is already impressive in itself. And the Timberwolves beat the Knicks in 7 games to win their first championship. We do go into this draft with the 17th overall pick, which I do believe we could get somebody pretty solid there. And our head coach, obviously, is Spoelstra. And that's going to stay throughout the video as long as he doesn't retire on us. There's no need to move on from him. Of course, one of the best coaches in the NBA. I don't know if we'll do a whole lot this offseason. The main thing to be, focused on is next year's offseason when free agency hits, when you have like Giannis, Jokic. Like Miami is a free agency destination, and I fully want to take advantage of that and try to bring in a free agent here. I think is my game plan to start this rebuild. So let's go see when we get at pick 17. At the 17th overall pick, I do already see Darius at the top of the board, and I'm already liking this idea, so I do think that's where we're going to go with where I'm going to go, unless if I see someone else, but Elijah Arenas isn't a bad pick either, but I think I am going Darius here. So welcome to Miami. Darius. We don't have like a set in stone point guard for the future, so I think adding him to the mix is something that makes a ton of sense. 75 overall. Player options or rookie signing first. He's Jakob Jonas is someone who's going to develop into something too. Almost forgot about him. Jaime Jaquez and Larson will accept both of those. Wiggins accepts his player option, which I think Wiggins will play this year, and then maybe we look to trade him. But like I said, I want to prioritize cap space in free agency for next year's free agency. So you're not going to see me do a whole lot this offseason. I'm going to be staying patient and keeping our books kind of clear to go after some big free agents in next year's offseason. So the only thing I'm going to do is simply sign a backup center, and that will be my only move. So Brook Lopez, you make a ton of sense, I would say. So we're going to sign him as a backup, and that will be our big move of the offseason. It's nothing exciting, nothing too crazy, but we are going to stay extremely patient. So let's go to progression, and we got Jaime Jaquez developing, Jakob Jonas developing, Brooks down, which is kind of expected, Jovic, Paul Larson, Darius, who's going to be playing a role this year, and then Wiggins, Kalower, Jaime Jaquez. So yeah, I like this. There's still a lot of work to be done. Trade deadline is going to be something to explore as well. We want to keep our books clear, and it might be even something to look at before we even get into this current season, but I think we're going to be fine for now. So Bam Adebayo is already locked up for next year. Tyler Hero, of course, is not. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see what extension he is asking for. If I can trade Wiggins for anything while keeping my books clear, then I think Wiggins is someone who will be looking to trade at the deadline. Jovic is a little bit more expensive than I'd want him to be, but he did just get that extension in real life, of course. So that is exactly. And then Kalower, Jakob Jonas, like Drew Smith, those guys will all be accepted. But here is rotation going into the season. So we got Mitchell, Hero, Jaime Jaquez, Bam Adebayo, Brook Lopez, Wiggins. They actually have Brook Lopez starting. I'm going to assume because Spoelstra's proficiency, yeah, it's defense. So we're going to change that. That should change the rotation up to where we'd rather it be like, most of these guys that we want starting are going to be starting. So pace and space was 4 stars. So I guess we'll roll with that. That should be Kalower back in the mix. So yeah, Kalower's back in here. They still have Jaime Jaquez over Wiggins, which I don't necessarily hate. DiVincenzo, Brook Lopez, Jakob Jonas. And then let's run 10 deep. That might get Darius some minutes. No, it gets Jovic involved, which makes sense too because he's making a decent amount of money. All right, trade deadline is still something I will explore once again. We're just kind of waiting until this next offseason to be patient. I'm going to be curious to see what kind of extension Hero is going to be asking for as well. I want to keep him, but if he's asking for too much money, may have to do something about that. So no big trades for me at this deadline. We're 30 and 23, but as I mentioned to you guys, contract extensions was going to be a big thing here, and we got DiVincenzo and Hero looking for extensions. Same thing with Bam Adebayo. If we extend him, we'll get him to like his age 32 season, so I'm definitely okay with that. So we'll extend Bam Adebayo. Hero is asking for a little bit more money than I'd want to give him, but if I can get him to that 25 million a year range, I think I'd be okay with that. I think that's the sweet spot. So let's see if he would accept that. I don't know if he would, but what if we'll go backload. Would he accept that? He does. So 25 a year doesn't sound terrible. And then DiVincenzo's not asking for much money either. So I think we can definitely extend DiVincenzo as well. So this is just going to be kind of another season where, and Wiggins is going to be walking for nothing, I think. We're more than likely not going to be re-signing him. But this is going to be another season where we're in the playoffs, but we're probably not going to win a championship just yet. We are one player away, and that is what I'm hoping we can get that one player offseason. Jokic with an MVP award, Peterson Rookie of the Year in Portland, also getting that 6-man award. Depoy goes to Wemby, Dillingham's most improved, and Jokic gets clutch player. Kid's your coach of the year, and Hobson is your executive, and Cat is your cup MVP. So do we get Bam on our All-NBA team again? We do. All-NBA second team. So he's been phenomenal so far. All-NBA third team, and does he make an all-defensive team again? He does. So again, he's been awesome. So I love that. And we are indeed, once again, a playoff team in the Eastern Conference. This time, we're a much better over 500 team at 48 and 34. So that's a much better record than the 40 and 42 we got last year. So I'll definitely take that. Here were your player stats. We had 24 from Tyler Hero, who got extended, 22 from Bam Adebayo, 13 from Wiggins, 12 from DiVincenzo, 10 from Jaime Jaquez, and 10 from Kalower, 8 from Jakob Jonas. So can't wait to see if we can go to the second round again here. And then I'm very excited to bring in a player this offseason that's going to push this team over the top if we can get there. So we get the Cleveland Cavaliers in round 1, who have Garland and Mitchell. Mitchell is someone that's been attached to Miami for quite some time, and he does have a player option in free agency, so that's something to look out for. Maybe we go after him. He's not someone I trade for very often, or sign very often, but he's definitely a target of mine as we play them in round 1. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is going to go to us as well. This is already a great sign that we might take down the Cavs. And this would push Mitchell to maybe opting out, come join us. And yes, we beat them in 6. We're on to the second round again. And again, this is a great sign because we are still, I feel like, ways away from bringing in this team to a contender just yet. We still got some more moves to make. So game 1 goes to Detroit. Game 2 goes to them. This is where we get swept again. So second round, oh, you know what? We got 1. We got 2 in a row. Can we get 3 in a row? No, we lose in 6 again. So same fate the last 2 years, losing in 6 in the second round. Pistons do make it all the way to the finals, though, and the Thunder beat them in 6 games. Pretty sure this is the offseason where our pick is headed to Charlotte, if I'm not mistaken. And if I'm not wrong in that front, yeah, they do get our pick this offseason. So number 23 is going to Charlotte from the, I believe, Rozier trade. So again, Spoelstra is someone I want to keep throughout this video, so we're going to continue to extend him. And let's go to draft night and not even worry about picking because we kind of know that we only have this pick in the second round. And I want as much salary as possible, so I'm not even going to sign it. I guess I two-weight him. That's fine, too. We're going to decline Drew Smith, and we're going to accept Jonas and Chloe Ware. Qualifying offers, Jaime Jaquez. I mean, I'm going to extend it, but if it's going to stop me from signing someone, then we may let him go, even though I'd like to keep him if I can. It just kind of depends. I mean, he had an okay season, so we'll see who we get. So I don't know how much money we're going to have, but we do have like Giannis in free agency. And right now it's saying we don't have enough for something like that. The Donovan Mitchell hit free agency as well. So that's interesting. The Cavs are after him. But it looks like we're a little ways off. I don't know how much off, but it looks like we need to dump like one more contract. And I think we'd have enough. Even if we don't dump it, oh, we could bring Jimmy Butler back. But even if we don't dump a contract, we can still sign a good player. So, and even Damian Lillard, we could make that happen, actually. But no, I'm not going to do that. I prefer to get, like, a Giannis, a Donovan Mitchell, probably not Jokic, probably not Anthony Davis, maybe Kyrie. But, yeah, I'm leaning towards Mitchell and Giannis right now as my 2 targets, to be honest with you, to add them to the mix. Because this would give us a championship window for at least 3 years of this rebuild. And then we'd probably have to hit the reset button again. But this would be worth it. So I am going to be sending Nikola Jovic over to the Detroit Pistons. We're going to be dumping his contract off. As I mentioned, we need to free up some money. I'm going to be going after Donovan Mitchell and Giannis Antetokounmpo in free agency. So in order to make this happen, we got to dump some money. And unfortunately, Jovic's contract is the one that has to go in this scenario. We're giving offers to both Giannis and Donovan Mitchell, and we will see which one decides to come over. So I guess I should throw the no trade clause at Giannis Antetokounmpo probably, although I might eventually want to trade him when we are bad. So I'm going to try not to give him no trade. Oh, I guess I have it on there. But let's just see if a deal like this would go through. And no, we may have had to throw no trade clause. But Donovan Mitchell is leaning towards us, which I do like. Now, as far as like needing another guard, that's maybe not something we do need. But, I mean, Mitchell is a great player. And I wanted Giannis as well. But he might be going to Dallas. So I don't think this trick works anymore where I can like throw him a no trade clause now unless, let's see. No, I don't think I can. So I don't think I can give him another offer. Or yeah, so we can't. So we're going to land Donovan Mitchell though. And we're going to be letting go of his brother. Just kidding, they're not brothers, but still same last name. That also makes us leave Jaime Jaquez out there. Giannis goes to Dallas. You know, Giannis might have, or I guess is he still here? No, he's gone now. So I think Jokic would have been cool as well. Don't get me wrong. AD would have been nice. But Donovan Mitchell is definitely a great addition to the mix. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see how we balance this rotation. We probably don't need to have this many guards anymore. But we'll figure that all out in due time. So I like where we're at. We just need to add some extra depth. And we get Donovan Mitchell. That's a big move for us. And I'm liking that a lot. So I'm also signing Julian Strawther, and I have offered on Andrew Wiggins as well. So Wiggins is coming back, and then as far as a backup center is concerned, Jalen Smith seems like the guy for us. So just kidding, goes to Milwaukee, so we're not getting him either. And then we got Luke Cornett or Jay Huff. I guess we'll give Jay Huff a contract, but never mind. We're not going to get him either. Luke Cornett or Day'Ron Sharpe. I always love getting Day'Ron Sharpe, but we may not get him either. It just depends. No one wants to come to the Heat to be the backup center, I guess. So far, we've struck out on every single player we've offered a contract to. What about you, Nick Richards? Finally, we got a winner. Okay, so we get Nick Richards. And again, this is going to be kind of very interesting to balance out. How are we going to roll with this rotation? It's going to be interesting to figure it out, but I'm moving Strawther to the 3. We're going to have Jonas Darius, and we'll probably be moving Hero or Mitchell to point guard. In my, probably that's what's going to happen. But yeah, this is going to work. Progression, we have Donovan Mitchell down. Bam Adebayo is down. Tyler Hero may need to move now simply because we did just sign. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Jonas is up to an 82. It's going to be interesting to kind of balance this out, but we will. We're very deep at guard right now, and I think we could probably move one or two of them to maybe strengthen us somewhere else. Giannis probably would have made a little bit more sense on this team, but, you know, Donovan Mitchell, not someone I get really ever, so I don't hate the idea that we got him today instead of Giannis. So here is the regular season rotation. Tyler Hero and Donovan Mitchell in the backcourt together with Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo, Khalil Ware, Jonas, Darius, Julian Strawther, and Dante DiVincenzo, along with Nick Richards as well. A lot of guards coming off the bench, as I mentioned, but again, Donovan Mitchell was a really good player to bring in, so I don't regret it whatsoever. If this team is struggling at all because of the guards problem, I don't think they will. I think we'll be pretty good. But I still am going to be leaving all my options open to make a trade to maybe get one of these guards out of here in a different situation, bring in someone that would help us a little bit more. I love where we're at. Let's just see how the season goes. And so far, it seems to be going fairly well. I really do hate doing this to Tyler Hero because I really wanted to keep him throughout the video, but after signing Donovan Mitchell instead of Giannis Antetokounmpo, I just think it makes a lot more sense to swap him for a forward because we have Jonas and Darius who are just in the background developing as point guards that I think will develop into like an 84, and I think we'll be just fine there. So this to me is a trade that makes a ton of sense. We get Jalen Johnson. I don't necessarily agree that the Hawks would have to throw in a first, so I'm not going to take that off of them, but Tyler Hero and Aaron Wiggins for Jalen Johnson. We just swap players basically, and I'm more than okay with this. We're going to go ahead and do this trade. We're 30-21 right now, and I'm going to move Jalen Johnson, of course, to the 3. So now we have our small forwards. We kind of have our new big 3, and Jonas gets to start now. So I just think that made our team a little bit more better balanced. So I like that trade a lot. I hate to do that to Hero because I wanted to keep him, as I mentioned, but it just makes a lot more sense for our roster construction. So that is the big move at the deadline. We're 30-21. Jalen Johnson, Bam Adebayo, and Donovan Mitchell. Can they go win us a championship here now in Miami? We're about to find out. The Jokic wins himself another MVP. Stokes is Rookie of the Year. Scoot is your 6th man. Wemby is your D-point. And Peterson wins Most Improved, averaging 29, almost 30 points per game. Is that his sophomore? It is. So, yeah, he took a big jump. Kind of makes sense he got that award. But here's your All-NBA teams. Do we get Donovan Mitchell on here as well with Bam? No, unfortunately, don't see Bam on this team this time either. But maybe all-defensive team? No. They are, neither one of them are. Oh my gosh, look at this Kings all rookie second team. Holy moly. 4 all Sacramento Kings guys. That's actually crazy. But okay, we do end up as the 3rd seed in the Eastern Conference, so we continue to be a playoff team. But this is the year I really feel like we could be a contender this time around. So hopefully I'm not wrong in thinking that, but we shall see if 2K agrees with my notion. So here is the rotation going in. We're healthy right now, which is good. We get to play the Celtics, who, of course, the Miami Heat have had a lot of battles with in the past. We got Peyton Pritchard, Derek White, Jalen Brown, Tatum, and Adem Bona, Dame Sarr. I mean, it's going to be a tough team to go up against, but I do think we have the ability to take them out. So somebody come around against the Celtics, and they are up 3-1 on us. This is not a good sign. And we get beaten 5 in the second or in the first round. So for the first time, I felt like we had the team to go compete. It did not work out that well at all. The Hawks made it to the finals, and the Clippers beat them in 7. Giannis is your finals MVP. So very disappointing. I mean, maybe if I get Giannis, we go on to win a championship. Probably should have just thrown in the no trade clause, but I got greedy. But whatever. Again, I still feel better about having Donovan Mitchell in a video rather than Giannis like I always do. We do have that Minnesota pick that we got from the Powell trade, and oh my gosh, it's pick 30. So we really didn't do anything special in that trade whatsoever, and we also have the 21st pick. So we'll be probably adding 2 rookies, or we'll maybe trade both of them for something else. I'm actually going to try to move up in this draft. So the Lakers have the last pick in the lottery. So 21, 30, and then 2 seconds for the 14th pick. What do they say? They say no. So let's go down the list a little bit more. So 16, was that 16? Yeah. So the Blazers have 16. They agree. So we'll get the 16th pick instead of having 4 of those picks. So let's go see what we get at pick number 16, if anything good at all. So we have King Gibson. Don't know much about him, but that is an interesting name. We have Lil Bethea, I guess. We do have plenty of guard depth, so I would like to walk away with a forward, but I don't know much about these forwards available, I'm not going to lie. But I guess I'm going to take Elijah Williams, who played 1 game, but 26 points per game out of Baylor. Welcome to the squad, and we'll see what he ends up being. So he is going to be a 73 overall, so not terrible. So I think we did okay. King Gibson was the top guy that I could have taken. He was a 74, so I feel okay about that. 73 overall, maybe he'll develop into something, but I'm expecting Darius and Jonas to both jump up big time, so that's going to be a big help for us going to next season. I don't know if we're going to see a whole lot of change this offseason. More than likely, the main thing is just to, make our bench depth a little bit better, especially the center. Like, I like Chloe Ware, of course, as I mentioned, but we probably need to upgrade the backup center or something, because Chloe Ware is not going to be anything great. Or we could get a new power forward and start like Kaishan George at the 4, I guess, or something if we want to do that. Or Caleb Wilson got waived too, which is interesting. You know what? Caleb Wilson being here is definitely intriguing, and I'm going to go for him. So, Caleb Wilson, welcome to the Miami Heat. I think that's going to be our big move of the offseason. We do have a little bit of money left, though, if we want to add anybody else to this team. So, I think what's going to happen is I'm going to move Bam to the 5 again, and then we're going to have Caleb Wilson start at the 4, and then maybe we move Wiggins in this area, or we just kind of sound like a Mogbo or something to be our bench power forward. So, I think that will be our last move, and that feels like a solid offseason. So, let's go to progression. Harper, Freeman are back. You got Jalen Johnson and Mitchell regressing, which is not good. But as I mentioned, Yakachones and Darius both developing into an 84, which is why I felt comfortable trading away Tyler Hero. So, with those guys boosting up, I hope our simulation going to the playoffs is much better next year. We'll see if that is the case. So here is going to be the rotation going into this season. Yakachones at the point guard, Donovan Mitchell, Andrew Wiggins, Jalen Johnson, Bam Adebayo back at the 5 spot, Darius, Strother, Chloe Ware, Caleb Wilson, and Jonathan Mogbo as your rotation. So I feel good about this. Power Rank has us 11th overall. We made the playoffs last year. We've made the playoffs every year. I felt good last year that we were going to be a contender, and we got humbled. So I'm hoping this year things will go much better. I want to be in the mix of going deep in the playoffs, and we'll see if our regular season record gets us a top seed again. Hopefully this time around we don't lose in the first round. The Victor Wembanyama wins MVP. Roster is a Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey is your 6-man. Wemby is your DPOY. Most Improved goes to AJ Johnson, and Clutch Player goes to Zion, and Jason Kidd is your Coach of the Year, and Phillips is your Executive, and D-Book 1 Cup MVP. So last year we did not have anybody on these teams, and I'm noticing again we do not again. So here is your offensive teams. Again, no one there. All rookie first team and all rookie second team. So don't think our rookie played enough to be on one of these teams, but we end up as the 5th seed in the East this time around. Here were your player stats. You had 22 from Donovan Mitchell, 15 from Bam, and 13 from Jalen Johnson, 12 from Yakachones, 12 from Darius, and 12 from Andrew Wiggins. So round 1, our matchup is indeed the Toronto Raptors. So we got eliminated in round 1 last year, so hopefully this time around things go much differently. If we do get eliminated very easily here again, we may have to look at changing some things, but we'll see. So game 1 goes to us. Game 2 goes to us as well. So far, so good. But Toronto is going to get one on the road. We get another one at home, and we do beat them in 5. So we're back out of the first round, which is a great sign. And now we get to play the New York Knicks, who have Jalen Brunson, Mikal, OG, Robinson, and Cash starting together. Jalen Lowe, Jaden Hardy, and Malik Monk. So not a bad Knicks team, and it does make sense to the first seed in the East for a reason. We have an injury, or they just got Wiggins starting? No, I guess Donnie Freeman's hurt, but he's not a big part of what we do. So here goes nothing against the Knicks. So game 1 is going to go to us. We get the 1 on the road to start things off. Donovan Mitchell, of course, could beat his, I think, hometown team, if I'm not mistaken, but they do even it up. We're up to 1. It's an even series. So it's 2-2 right now. This is going to be... Okay, so they want to swap Strother and Wiggins, so let's do that. But it looks like this could be our best possible chance with this current core to get to the conference finals. So can we get that done? And it looks like the Knicks are going to go up 3-2. So 100 to 107. We're back in Miami for this one, though. They want to swap, Wiggins and Strother again, so we can do that. This is a big game 6 we got to win. We've lost in 6 in the second round. 3. This will be the 3rd time if that happens. We've already lost twice. It looks like that we might secure a game 7 as long as we don't blow a lead. And we are going to hang on, and we're going to a game 7. So we want to get to the conference finals. Can we do it? Game 7 on the road in New York. This to get to the conference finals. We come off guns blazing in game 1. Or sorry, in the first quarter. Not game 1 anymore. But can we... Uh-oh, the Knicks are trying to come back in the 4th. Can we hang on to it? We're going to get heartbroken here. The Knicks are literally right there to try to take the game back, but I think we hung on, and we are going to get out of here alive. So we're on to the conference finals for the first time in this 10-year rebuild. But unfortunately for us, we run into the Hawks, and of course, as we know, we gave them Tyler Hero. So this will be a very interesting matchup. Jalen Johnson gets to play his former team. They still have Trae Young there as well. So I do have my doubts about this one. I do think this is going to be a tough one, but We're on the road to start things off, and we do get game 1, 112 to 109. So good start, 28 from Donovan Mitchell. Game 2 is going to go to them, though. Game 3 is going to go to us. Okay, game 4. All right, we go back in an even series again. They want to keep swapping Wiggins and Strother, so we'll do it. Now we're on the road in game 5. So we went down 3-2 to the Knicks, so I would like to not do that this time now, though. And we get the Hawks right there, but they're going to take it, I think. 120 to 122. We're down 3-2, just like we were to the Knicks. Now we go back home in this game 6 to force a game 7. We have a lead at the moment, but the Hawks are right behind us trying to take the lead back. I think we may have forced a game 7, and we have. So, just like the Knicks series, we're right back where we were. Game 7 on the road. We got it done last time. Can we get it done this time? NBA Finals is right there as long as we can get this win. It's looking good, but it's a close one, and they are going to beat us 107 to 116 in game 7 of the conference finals. How brutal and how heartbreaking is that? So Spurs and Hawks, and the Hawks go on and win it all. So we get to watch Tyler Hero go win a championship in Atlanta. Pretty brutal there, not gonna lie. That sucks. That's heartbreaking. So we go into this offseason with the 21st overall pick. I'm not expecting a whole lot of movement this offseason. I think we are just, well, I guess it's the bench that I'm primarily going to focus on, if anything. But yeah, I mean, we're going to get more development, I think, out of Jonas and Darius. So at least we have that. We have the 21st pick. So let's go see if we can get at pick 21 in this draft. We also might get the guy we drafted last year to contribute. I got Cam Mercer in the Mavs one, so I'm going to go ahead and take a nipple this time around. So we'll get him, and he will be a 73 overall. We got Darius, who will accept, and Jonas, I believe, is up for extension, which we will absolutely give him. And I do think we need to give someone a boost in shot tendency as well. So Jonas is going to get an extension from me. So that's going to be done. He'll probably be finishing this Miami Heat 10-year rebuild for us as a big guy of okay. So we have some money to sign another good player too. But guard rotation, other than, yeah. So I think we basically just need to bring in a shooting guard, and we should be in a good spot. So Desmond Bane, Quinn Grimes, Derek White. I mean, I don't know how much he would regress, but Derek White would be, I think, a really good pickup. So I'm going to give him a 1-year deal. He is older, so I could see him regressing. So we're going to go to progression with a Derek White edition. We got a couple of guys coming back. So Jonas is up, but Darius does not move. So at least Don Mitchell is down as well. Bam Adebayo, I believe, is on the last year of his deal. So that's something to keep in mind. For sure. Donovan Mitchell, of course, as well, has 2 years left. I think we're giving it this season. Williams is up to 78, which is a great sign, but I think this is our last window of opportunity with the Bam Adebayo construction of the roster to go win. We were 1 game away last year. We're going to give this one more time, and if we fail again, then I think we'll have to hit the reset button. The power rank only has us at 19th this time, which isn't great by any means, but pace and space almost got us to the finals last year, so we'll run that again. We'll go back to our 10 rotation regular season. So not a whole lot has changed. We're basically kind of the same constructed roster. We do have Elijah Williams, who developed really nicely, and some young players to be excited about if we go forward in a different direction. The only thing I'd like to do is I want to see if I can boost someone's shot tendency this year. So obviously Mitchell's is fairly high, which is what I expect. But if Jonas wants to take a jump this year, I think that could be big time for us in the backcourt. So I'm going to give him a boost and see if that changes anything. But I will see you guys at the end of this one. This is probably our last chance with the Bam Adebayo Donovan Mitchell duo. So if we fail this time, then I think we'll be moving in a different direction. So Peterson gets himself an MVP for the Blazers. Curry Rookie of the Year. Scoots your 6-man. Deep boy to Wemby. And Spoelstra does get a Coach of the Year nod. So 61-21. This feels like our best possible chance at it. I do think giving Jonas a bigger role in offense really helped our record this year is my guess, as we end up as the first seed in the East. Here were your player stats. So yeah, Jonas averaged 19 points per game and 9 assists. So I love that. 16 from Bam, 9 rebounds, and then 13 from Caleb Wilson, 12 from Darius, 11 from Jalen Johnson. Floware is out for the season, so that is a big hit for us. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to do it without him. So let's see if we can get it done, man. First in the East for a reason. We got plenty of depth. We'll see if it works out. So we get to play the Orlando Magic, the other Florida team, in round 1. Let's see if we can get past them. So simulate current round against Orlando, and we are going to beat them in 6. That was a little bit closer than I would have wanted, but now we get the Knicks. We did have a really interesting battle with last year. Atlanta's on the other side. So I assume if we can get past the Knicks, so at this point, have no OG or no Mikal. Did they both leave or are they both injured? So Looks like they both left, so that's a big time hit for them. So their perimeter defense probably got a lot worse. It's 2-1 though, and they do even it up. So we got to win game 5 big time. We do have to swap these guys again. It doesn't seem like they can make up their mind on who should start or not. So time for game 5. It is a very paramount game here for us to win, because if we go down 3-2 here, try to dig ourselves out, and we're not going to ever take the lead back in this one at home in Miami. So we got to go on the road in New York and force the game back to Miami. So let's see if we can do that. I think we can, but New York Knicks are going to try to make sure that does not happen. And oh boy, we lose in round 2. So unfortunately, I think we have our answer. This team probably needs to be broken up. We can't get there. So we got like, I don't know, 4 years or 4 or 5 years left in this rebuild. So I think we're going to be turning the chapter, man. Unfortunately, I hate that, but unfortunately, this team has reached its peak, and I don't think we can go further with it. So it was a good run, but unfortunately, I'll probably be trading Donovan Mitchell this offseason for the best value I can get, turning this chapter over to Jonas. Basically, he'll be the face of this team, along with Darius. Probably will get an extension. We'll probably start both of them together, I guess. Point guard, shooting guard duo. And then Bam Adebayo, we'll see what we do with him. But yeah, gonna be a very interesting offseason. So I'm not gonna lie to you guys, these Donovan Mitchell trades, none of them are that great. Some of them are good, but they're just kind of unrealistic as hell, or it's just like, I don't really want it. Like, this one's pretty crazy. We can get VJ Edgecombe, which would be crazy, but I feel good about where we're at with basically, and there's I want to get cheaper as well. I have an idea, although I will say this would make us a lot cheaper regardless. Philadelphia 76ers getting me Edgecombe is very intriguing because we have Jonas, but to stay a little bit more realistic, I'm gonna go Costanza and Jacoby Walter. This is not a significant significant trade at all. I am going to acknowledge that, but I have an idea. You'll kind of understand what I'm cooking, but I want to be as cheap as possible because this free agency period is actually really good. Mitchell is willing to stay, but I still want to trade him. I was hoping to get better offers than this, but I guess we're going to be simply dumping him to Toronto for not much at all. But Paolo Banchero is sitting here at 27 years old, 93 overall, and he is unrestricted. He is the target. Nate Ament is also someone I was kind of looking at too. Now, if we do this, we're probably losing Bam and Jalen Johnson, but I think Paolo would absolutely be worth it, and we still have $25 million even if we give Paolo this contract. So I'm rather okay with giving him everything he could possibly want. So let's see if we're his number 1 offer, and we are. So we can get Paolo on the team, which is going to be big time. So that's going to be our power forward. We have, of course, our guard set. We got to resign Darius too, so that's something to keep in mind. But Walter, Elijah Williams, Costanza, and Knipple are depth, which is why I like Costanza and Walter being brought in for depth. And then Chloe Ware is our center right now. Caleb Wilson's still good depth, but let's make sure we secure basically Darius, and then, or I guess we haven't given Darius an offer yet, but we'll absolutely be bringing it back. But we're getting Paulo, we're getting Strother, and then Darius, we'll go ahead and throw him his extension right now, which he's not even asking for a ton. So yeah, this is going to be a very sweet free agency. So unfortunately, Bam Adebayo, Jalen Johnson, we're turning the chapter. A lot of those guys are leaving, but we're bringing Darius, Paulo, and Strother in. So I love the Paolo Banchero edition. We saw, actually, it's going to allow us to still re-sign Jalen Johnson. So absolutely, I'm going to do this. Now, he's asking a little bit more money than I'd want to give him, but at this point, he's an 85 overall. We can't just let that go for nothing. So we're absolutely, he goes to the Lakers. Okay. So that's a big loss. I'm not going to lie. I gambled there a little too much, but it's okay. I probably shouldn't be able to re-sign him anyway. The fact he was giving me the opportunity to do that. Man, that's a big whiff. I'm not going to lie. We messed up there, but we'll recover. So I'm moving Jonas to the 2. We'll have Walter backing him up. We have plenty of small forward depth right now. I'm hoping Elijah Williams can develop into something, or Costanza, Paulo, Caleb Wilson. And we do need a new center as well, and a backup point guard. So obviously we're familiar with Caden Boozer at 23, and then we can bring in this guy as well. So give me these two, and I think I'd be good. So we cannot get him, unfortunately. Never mind. Kai Jones, Isaiah Stewart. So the backup centers are nothing special. But I think we can take this day 12 and get somebody pretty good, potentially. So let's do that. This will be our best offseason, and I skipped right past day 12. Whatever. Caleb Wilson's up to an 84. Darius 85. Jonas is an 87. Costanza is an 81. And Jacoby Walter 79. But the main important thing is we added Paolo Banchero to this Miami Heat squad. Going to be our best player we're ever going to have in this video. Mitchell was cool, but I think Paul is going to elevate us to a whole new level. So here is a new rotation with a chapter definitely turned. I guess the page turned for a chapter, new chapter. But Paulo Banchero is the leading scorer, or the leading guy, and probably going to be the leading scorer on this team. I think the main thing I'm going to be looking for at the trade deadline is hopefully a boost in that backup or in a center position. I'd prefer Chloe to be more of a backup than a starter right now because, unfortunately, as much as I'd love for him to develop into like an 86 overall, it's just not going to happen. He's going to stay at his 81. So we're going to simulate this season. I'm expecting again to be a playoff team, and if we can get an upgrade at the center somehow, we become a contender. I told you guys I wanted to upgrade for a center at the trade deadline, and we're flipping what we got for Donovan Mitchell and Knipple over to the Jazz. We're going to get Walker Kessler. Unfortunately, we have to include all of this because to match the salary, Kessler's salary is a little bit bigger than I'd want. Would they give me an unprotected first out of this somehow, just so I can, they want, you know what? Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and do this and add an extra asset to this team. So we'll get Walker Kessler to add as the center at the deadline. So now that makes our center position that much stronger, and that would, to me, was a no-brainer. And we still have plenty of depth, even despite trading away 3 of our guys. So right now, we're a little bit worse than I would hope. We're 27 and 25. So hopefully with Kessler coming in, that'll kind of change that, but we shall see. So at the end of the season, SGA wins MVP. We got Mohammed winning Rookie of the Year. Jalen Johnson goes to the Lakers and gets 6th Man of the Year. I wanted to bring him back, but he unfortunately did not come back. And here are the rest of your rewards. So I assume we'll get Paulo to represent here, and he does All-NBA second team and All-NBA third team, All Offensive first team, and All Defensive second team. We get Kessler on here as well, so that felt like a really good pickup at the deadline. And it was very necessary because once we brought him in, man, we started getting on a roll. So unfortunately, I think Chloe in this 2K simulation is just more meant to be a backup center. So I'm happy we have him there instead of being the starter. I also extended him and Caleb Wilson, who has been an amazing addition to the team as well, averaging 15, 8 rebounds, and 39% from 3. So yeah, I really like where we have brought this team. So let's see if we can't get our first championship of the video. We've gotten close, but not quite there. So of course is a new core. They do not even have a center. I'm assuming they're all hurt or something, but yeah, we should be able to beat the Raptors in round 1, and we do. And then of course they had Donovan Mitchell, didn't they? Didn't I give him Donovan Mitchell? Was he hurt? Yeah, he was. Wow. So Mitchell was out, which is interesting. And now we get to play the Cleveland Cavaliers, who don't have the, Mitchell anymore, obviously. They have Ellis, though, and Bronny James following his father's footsteps. So somebody come around against Cleveland. We'll hopefully beat them in 6. No, we're going to a game 7. We were just up 3-2. And now we find ourselves in a game 7 in the second round. So hopefully we don't find a way to get eliminated in round 2 by the Cavs, which I feel like we're a much better team than them on paper. But they may have our number here, and not a good sign. We're going to get eliminated in round 2 again. Damn, bro. All right, well, we would have played the other Florida team in the conference finals. The Cavs do make it all the way to the finals. I felt we were much better than them on paper, and unfortunately just did not swing in our favor at all. So I guess the main thing to do is to upgrade that starting 3 spot. Strother is great and all, but I think if we can get better there, that would be like the most complete thing we could possibly do. So that is my plan this offseason. We can get that small forward going. I think we can get together a team that could go win, hopefully, the next 3 championships. I don't know. That might be optimistic, but I think we could do something like that. And then we just picked up that Utah pick as well. I don't even know where it ended up. It ended up at pick 7. So I think I might trade this pick. I'm not going to lie. I don't think I'm going to keep this pick unless if I can't find anything. But I didn't find anything, so instead we'll just be picking at 7. I don't know much about the 2031 draft class, so I'm just going to rely on the top prospect being at 19 years old out of Marquette. So welcome to the team, Tamari Patterson. Don't know how good you are, but he's a 77 overall, so it doesn't sound too bad to have him as a guy that can maybe slowly, maybe even hopefully fast enough, develop really well to end this video off. And I think I might just move Caleb Wilson to the 3. I said that we needed to upgrade the 3, but I think if we just move him there, that probably would be the answer, right? So I'll move him to the 3. He stays the same overall. So we'll go with that, and then we'll just, again, focus on always adding a bench. So we just need a shooting guard and a power forward. So AJ Johnson, Grady Dick, or any of these guys would be great. So I'll go Tamar Bates here, who I almost got in the Donovan Mitchell trade. So we'll bring him in to start things off. And then power forward, we could bring in Siakam or Jaden, who's a little bit younger. So I'll go Jaden here. And that feels like, again, a solid offseason. But we did not get a championship last year. Caleb Wilson's up to an 86 now. Williams is developing nicely too. So I'll absolutely take that. So we're going to go into this with high expectations that this could be the year. This could be the year. We'll have Kessler fully integrated into this. We'll see, man. It may finally go in our favor. We've had chances. It just hasn't gone that way. We'll be auto-journeying the rest of the draft classes going forward. So let's go see if we can go win, man. Peterson with another MVP trophy, and we didn't quite get the regular season luck that we had last year, so who knows how this is truly going to go. But we are the 5th seed in the East, and here were your player stats. So, oh, that's why Paul Banchero didn't play all season, so that makes a ton of sense. So 20 and okay, yeah, so this is just going to be a wash, unfortunately. We're getting no, that's why we weren't as good as we were last year. Paulo tore his Achilles or whatever, did something to his Achilles. So I would imagine that we probably don't go very far in this scenario. So we get the Toronto Raptors in round 1, who have Black, they got Lucas, they got Ingram, CMB, Jay Ford, and Lonzo. I mean, just go ahead and eliminate. Okay, well, that's a good start. We beat them in 4. Now we get the Washington Wizards, who have Alex R, Mikal Brown, Stephen. They got I mean, honestly, I'm not gonna like, we're actually not a bad looking team even without Paulo, which is kind of interesting. And we could low-key get him back. I mean, we're healthy outside of, I guess, him and Jaden, but we got to beat the Wizards, and we do win game 1. If we can somehow get out of this and get Paulo back, but they are going to even it up. They win 3 straight, and now we got to try to win we got to try to win this one. So we're getting close to, I think, Paulo coming back, but he's day to day. So man, if we can somehow get out of this this second round and get to the conference finals, we may be able to get Paulo back and finesse this, but we have to win this game. And it's a close one, but it looks like we will hang on here. 105 to 114. Is he back yet? He might be. No, not quite. Kessler's also day to day. So those are 2 big time losses. But like I said, thankfully we have, I feel like, enough talent to maybe get by. The Wizards are still a good looking team. We're going to game 7. If we can somehow, some way win this game 7, get to the conference finals, I think we might get Paulo and Kessler back. But I don't think we're going to get that reality to happen. So man, that sucks. 109, 111 to 133. If we would have gotten them back, who knows what would have happened. But unfortunately, we did not get to see that. So we're going to have to hope for a healthier season next year. Wizards do go on to win it all as well. So we lost season, went on to win the championship. That's happened twice now. But you know what? We have time. We got, I think, 3 more years left of this rebuild, and we will get this figured out. Unfortunately, though, did not have Paulo healthy this time around. So in this offseason, we end up with the 20th overall pick. As I'm recording this, the very next day, we got to finish this one up. So Spoelstra is going to remain the head coach throughout the rest of the video. And based off being injured last year, I'm not assuming that a lot will change this offseason. So let's go ahead, jump into draft night, draft with 20. Actually, this is the auto-generated rookies now that I think about it. So I'll probably just let the AI take care of it because we got Carl Marshall and Reggie Morgan. Welcome, both of you guys. We'll accept Theory, if I'm even saying that name correctly, out of France. And then qualifying offers, Elijah Williams is going to be a big one. So we're going to look to bring him back. And then we'll see how much, money we have left over to do anything else. So looks like we have a little bit of money to sign another good player if we do decide to. So we know we kind of have our guard rotation figured out. Our guard, guard rotation in general is looking good. Strother, Jaden. So I think at this point, if we bring in another power forward, I'd feel good about that, and I'd be, we can go like JT Toppin on a minimum, and I think that's going to be our offseason. So last year, we didn't get to see what a fully healthy team would have looked like with this, so that is what I'm hoping for this year. Paulo will be healthy. Kessler's down in overall, but Elijah Williams, Darius, and Yakachonas. So Kessler is starting to regress, and he does want an extension, I think I've seen, so may we give it to him? He's asked for $9 million. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad, so we'll bring him back. And then we also have Strother asking for an extension, so we'll go ahead and re-sign him too. All right, so we do kind of have the foundation for the rest of the video. Let's hopefully finish this one strong. Hopefully we're healthy this time around going into these playoffs. So at the end of this season, here are indeed your awards, and things are back on top. 62 and 20 coach of the year for Erik Spoelstra. So I think this could be the year, guys. I really do. I'm not sure. We haven't gotten there just yet. We've been close, but not quite gotten over the hump there. So we'll see if this is finally time for us to pay it off. But we end up as the 1st seed in the Eastern Conference. If you look at these player stats, you have Caleb Wilson, who got hurt right at the end of the season, who played 78 games. So that's already a massive hit. We can't seem to stay healthy these last 2 years when we would have gotten into the playoffs, but I think we can hang on. I really do. Hopefully, anyway. We'll have to see. If it's Elijah Williams, will step up big time. So he's developed into an 85 overall. We're just going to have to roll without Caleb Wilson, which does suck because he was a big part of what we do. But here goes nothing. So we get to play the Orlando Magic, Paulo's former team, battle of the Florida squads. We have Boogie Flan, DJ Wagner, Franz Wagner. You got Kareem Lopez, Chris, Noah. So this is a solid team in Orlando, but hopefully we have what it takes to take them out. So game 1 is going to go to us. Game 2 is also going to go to us. Game 3 also, do we sweep them? Yes, we do. So we get out of the second round or first round pretty easily. And now hopefully we can get out of the second round as well. So Caleb Wilson is indeed back, which is big. You get healthy at the right time. So I'm loving that. And yeah, I like our rotation a lot. This has to hopefully be the year it pays off. So Cleveland has Colton Hiller, which I don't know much about this guy, but he's a 92 overall. We got Garland, Tyron Ellis, Evan Mobley, Jarrett Allen's regressed quite a bit. I mean, it's a solid team in Cleveland. And if I remember correctly, I think they made it to the finals last year, and they're going to go up 1-0 on us. But we do even it up. And we're up 2-1. If we could beat the Cavs, I think we can get to the finals. Yeah, so we beat the Cavs in 5, and now we get to play the Washington Wizards, who I'm sure look tough at this point as well because of how many players they've drafted, young players they already had. So yeah, Stephen is a problem. I know he's pretty good. Bub Carrington, AJ Williams, Kaishawn George, Sarr, Mikael Brown. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough team as well, so let's not go ahead and write them off by any means. Like, I thought the Cavs would be tough, but this team looks tough as well. So game 1 is going to go to us, though. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3 goes to us. Oh my gosh, can we finally get to the finals? We're up 3-1, and we finally get to the NBA Finals. I don't think we got to the finals at all when I was recording this yesterday, and now we get to play the Dallas Mavericks, who have Tony Garma as their conference finals MVP. So I assume Flag is still there, right? So the Mavericks have always been an issue, but this is way down the line, so I have to assume things are different. But we did do a 10-year Dallas Mavericks rebuild, and if you watched that, you know how crazy that was. So game 1 does go to us. Game 2 goes to them. Game 3, come on, man. Not the Mavericks. They're not going to do this to us, are they? So let's see if we can even this series. We finally have a shot at a championship. And we're going to run into these dreaded Mavericks who are always so tough to beat regardless of how they look. But we do win game 4 to, tie the series. That's a big win that we got there. So hopefully we can do this same thing, win game 5 and be in an advantage. So we start off with a lead in the first quarter. Second quarter goes to them and they make it a game here. Third quarter we win. Can we hang on in the fourth? Yes, we can. We're up 3-2. Just got to win one more and we get our first championship of the video with 2 seasons left to go. Come on, man. I know we can get it. Boozer's injured right now. That's a big loss. We got to win game 5 or game 6. I do not want to go to a game 7. It's going to be close. We're right behind them. Do we ever take the lead? We do for a second, but they do not let up. We're going to a game 7 at home to win our first championship of this video. Spoelstra, I know you want another one. We're going to 8-man rotation. We're bringing it all here, man. Elijah Williams being hurt does not help our case, but all right, game 7 in Miami. Let's see if we can win this game and get ourselves a championship. We've gotten this far. This will be the first one of the video. Can we get it? We have the lead right now. Hang on to it. And yes, we do. 117 to 129. Caleb Wilson got hurt as well, but regardless, we win our very first championship of the rebuild in year, I think, 8. So 24 points per game for Paulo to win finals MVP. That was big time. We needed that. So glad we got that done. We needed that in the worst way possible. I think we could have won it last year, but health permitted that from happening. So I will take it, and I'm more than happy to finish this off this video with hopefully another one. If we can get one more, I'd be satisfied. If we can win back to back to back, that'd be cool too, but that's probably too optimistic of a thought process. So for rookie signing, we got Patrick Walker and Jules Garrett. Player options, Paulo declined, so that's kind of a big time deal. We'll have to see if he wants to come back. I mean, if we don't get him back, we already won a championship with him. He has 14 offers, though, and none of them are serious. So we should be able to get him back pretty easily. We're not going to let him leave for nothing. I'll get Caden Boozer back. I'll get Paulo back. I'm going to give him a 3-year deal, though. He's 30. I'll give him a 4-year deal. So we'll go 4 years. Should be his number one offer, and indeed we are. So that is a done deal. And I think... Wait, do we have enough money? Just kidding. No, we don't. I was about to say, do we have enough to sign an 88 overall right now? No. CMB, though, might be something I look into really quickly. So I guess we lost our point guard, but we got some depth here. So yeah, I'm going to sign CMB and be happy with that. So sign Conor Murray Boyles, and boom, that's our offseason. So, and as far as power forward is concerned, Caleb Wilson, of course, is hurt right now. And then Paulo is back. And yeah, so this is looking good. We're going to be going to another season here to see if we can go back-to-back championships. We have Kessler starting to regress. Elijah Williams is up, though. Patterson is up. And then, yeah, so there's some guys developing. There's some guys regressing. But I think all in all, we have a chance to go back-to-back here. And maybe even repeat in the video. That'd be really cool. Another really good season under our belt as we went 66-16 here with Eric Spoelstra. We do get Paulo Banchero on an All-NBA second team as well. And here is your All-NBA third, all-defensive first, and all-defensive second team. So, first in the East again, we made it and to the finals and won the championship last year. So, we'll see if that's what occurs here again. We do have an injury with Elijah Williams, but thankfully he's only day-to-day, so we should get him back. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into these playoffs and see if we can go on another deep run here. So, we get to play the Atlanta Hawks in round one, who have a very solid roster. So, they could be a team that takes us out here, but we'll find out. And nah, we sweep them. They're the 8th seed for a reason, and we're the higher seed. Now, I get the Cavs, who kind of intimidated me last year, but we were able to beat them. But they do win game 1. We even it up. Game 3 goes to us. Game 4 goes to us. And do we beat them in 5? Yes, we're back in the conference finals. Now we get to play the Wizards, who we played last year, of course, and it was a tough series, and they have a good team, so we'll see if we can't do that again on them, but they're up 1-0, get a 1-point victory over us, but we're up 2-1, 3-1, and I think we're making it back. We are. Dallas or Golden State's the matchup. Prefer if it was the Warriors, and it might be. Hold on. It is the Mavericks, of course, so I don't know who the Warriors would have had, but they got Traore, CJ Ross, who's a 96 overall, so I don't know. Maybe I don't want the Warriors, but they, of course, have Cooper Flag, so, you know, whatever. Potato, right? So, Tony Garma, Cooper Flag, Sohan, Peter Julius, Carter Bryant. I mean, we beat this team last year, but it wouldn't really shock me if things went differently this time because of how good they are usually. So, game 1 is going to go to us, though. Game 2 is also going to go to us. Hold on, the Mavericks may not have our number. Oh, they evened it up. Never mind. So, feeling good about ourselves for a second. The home team has won every single game. Can we win this one as well and go up 3-2? We've been right behind them the whole game, but it looks like they get some separation, and they're going to win a road game. So, we got to win game 6, and we just don't. So, we're not going back-to-back. Tony Garma is your finals MVP. At least we got the one, but would have loved to have gone back-to-back. But, of course, the Mavericks were not going to allow that. I don't expect anything to change. I think we're going to go one more season with this squad. We just made it to the finals. If we get a different team than the Mavericks, I think we win another championship. It looks like we have the East under wraps. We only dropped 2 games the entire time. It's just the Mavericks who seem to be the ones stopping us right now. So maybe we get a different finals matchup next year and get one more championship to end the video. Well, if it's nothing else, we've at least got Spoelstra a few Coach of the Year awards here at the end. So we'll definitely take that. Paulo goes in with a strained groin. He is going to be playing through it, but that is not a good sign for us. So we'll see, man. First in the East again. Here were your player stats. You had 25 from Paulo, 20 from Theory. You had 19 from Bianca Jonas, 18, and even Darius is hurt. But thankfully, he's only day-to-day. Paulo is playing through the injury, so it makes him an 86 overall rather than his 92, but we'll see. We have the New York Knicks in round 1, who don't have Brunson anymore, I guess, and they're kind of a different team, but we'll see how much different things are impacted with Paulo hurt, and first round goes pretty smoothly, and we don't have to deal with the Wizards or the Cavs, at least not yet, and we do have a healthy team outside of Paulo. So Chicago is one of those teams that always seems to be sneaky good, and they got a plethora of interesting players. A lot of these guys look auto-generated, but here goes nothing. So we're up 1-0. We're up 2-0. We're up 3-0, and I think Paulo will be healthy now if I had to guess, and he's day-to-day, so he's getting there. Patterson is on the shelf now, but we are going to, I think, get to the NBA Finals pretty easily here. I would imagine. Well, let me not write off the Raptors. Can someone beat the Mavericks, please? And it's going to be Houston that's going to have to do it. The Toronto Raptors, though, they got Ace Bailey, Murphy, Beckham Black, Barnes, Bobby Burks, and I guess this guy is in the game twice? I don't know, because I have that guy too. So, don't know what that's about, but did I load the same draft class twice? Maybe, I don't know. But we're down 1-0. Maybe I wrote off the Raptors. We got to even it up, though. Can we do that? No, we may not get to the NBA Finals and end this video off. Okay. Well, we got to win 3 straight to get back in this series. So let's see if we can get to the finals by winning 3 straight. The Toronto Raptors have a 3-1 lead on us right now. This game looks like a comfortable one going to us, though. So at least we're going to get 1 win before this is all said and done. Let's see if we can make it another one on on the road in Toronto. So let's see if we can go win again. Force a game 7. Again, this is looking pretty good in our favor. The Raptors have not been able to stay competitive with us in these last 2 games. So 142 to 109. Uh-oh, I think I saw something pretty bad. Yep, Paul Banchero's out. So that is going to hurt us, and we got to try to win without him. So can we do that? I don't think so. Let's see if we can't. Okay, hold on. We may win this game 7, but I think we'll struggle against the Dallas. Oh, hold on. They may come back. No, we're going to the finals, but Paul Banchero won Conference Finals MVP as well. He's not going to be playing. That's actually crazy. This is the last season, though. I want a chance to beat the Mavericks. Should I leave it? How many days is he out? He is 26 days away from playing. I mean, without him, I don't think we stand a chance against the Mavericks. I'm going to make him healthy because this is our last season, man. So might as well make him healthy and give us an actual chance to win a second championship. So if this wasn't the last season, I wouldn't do this, but it is. So I want a shot to beat the Mavericks one more time, man. I really do. So I think we would have been screwed without him. We lost to them last year with him. So our best chance is probably going to be with him, right? So the Mavericks, they have a good team, as we're all aware. We're up 1-0. They evened it up. Game 3 is going to go to us. Game 4 is going to go to them. So just like last year, it is a tied series. We're at home in Game 5, though, and we start off with a big lead in the first quarter. So blowing this would be kind of annoying, but it looks like that may happen potentially. And no, 109 to 112. So we hang on. Do we win in 6? No, Game 7 to end off this rebuild. We are going to try to win one more championship in a Game 7 scenario at home in Miami. Do the Mavericks eliminate us here and break our hearts, or are we going to dig deep here and get one more final chance? We do come back in the 4th here. It is a tied game. What better way to end off this rebuild than to jump in and watch this unfold? So while we jump in, we do have possession. Jonas is hoisting a 3, and it's going to go in and out. So that felt like a decent shot, and they're going to Carter Bryant, who is playing through an injury right now. They got Garma wide open, and he's a stud. And yeah, I wasn't surprised he knocked that down. So Garma gets that in, and we'll see. Paulo is about to check in. We got 2 minutes left in the game. We got Darius with possession. All right, give me a screen, Elijah Williams. He does. Darius, he's got a wide open. Yeah, there we go. We tied the game, 99 to 99. Great screen by Elijah Williams. The defender got absolutely just obliterated on that screen. And now we're going to get Paulo Banchero back in the game. It's 99 to 99 with 2 minutes left in this game. All right. Flag is back on the court, I believe. I'm pretty sure that, yeah, that's him. So here goes nothing. Now, their guy is gas, so that's a good sign. Let's see. Charge? No. Blocking foul? Are you serious? Wow. Okay. Well, that's an and one for them, even despite being, he misses it though. So it was only a 2-point basket. All right, Darius is taking it. He's going to shoot a mid-range, and Paulo with theirs for the offensive board, and he doesn't get it. Oh, he doesn't get the putback. That's brutal. Cason Wallace trying to go to the paint. He's going to the paint. He's going to miss, though. Okay, we get the rebound. Darius, this game is very high pace so far. Darius is going to take it, and I think that layup animation was very unnecessary. I think he had an angle there that he could have just taken. And, okay, well, like I said, the pace is pretty crazy right now. We are just oh my gosh, thought he went out of bounds for a second. Paulo from 3, and he knocks it down, 102 to 101. That was a big possession there. We're back here with the lead. It says this is our first lead tonight. Obviously, that's not the case, but let's see if Garma is going to cook Darius again. We got a switch. He's going to go to Sohan in the corner. Sohan is going to miss. We have a lead with 1 point and possession. All right, man, let's see. Darius gonna have the ball here. He's gonna get, I thought he was gonna get a screen. He doesn't. Got Paulo screening for him now. Darius is going to, this possession is going nowhere fast. 6 seconds left in the shot clock. Oh my gosh, that was a brutal possession. They're off and running in transition, but thankfully we pick it up pretty well. Garma is getting guarded very tough. Cooper Flag from 3. We left him open, and he's gonna make us pay. 104 to 102. We gotta tie the game here. Let's see if we can do that. So Darius is going to have the ball here. All right, man. This is a big possession here. We need a basket. I feel like... Okay, let's see where this is going to go. 3. That was a very contested 3. What a just stupid shot selection. Absolutely dumb. Just makes no sense. Oh, I just realized Caleb Wilson's out for us. That's annoying. But all right, Julius is at the free throw line. He is going to knock down the first one. If he makes another one, this obviously makes it a 2-possession game. And he makes both. So we have no timeouts either. We're probably going to be heartbroken here in getting 1 championship. Elijah Williams, what on earth am I watching? Step back 3 from Narnia ends the video. So, all right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Unfortunately, the Mavericks, they are just, no matter who they are, what they look like, where they are unstoppable, basically. They are tough. I mean, we got them that one time at least, but this time we go to 7 with them, and they're going to get us this time. So, we had a chance there at the 101-102 lead, and we've gone scoreless and cold ever since. But that'll end this 10-year rebuild for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Crushables. I'm saying peace.